I thank you for joining this webinar. We're going to be looking at the latest features in version 6.10 of Tricerat Simplify Printing. We're also going to take a look at what's coming up in version 7, our larger release later this year. To start with version 6.10, the big feature is mobile printing being included within Simplify Printing and within the Simplify console. Tricerat's been working on mobile printing functionality for years. In fact, we had a standalone product called Simplify Printing TX. And we've recently taken the functionality from that product and moved it into our flagship product, Simplify Printing. And so now it's fully integrated in with your existing infrastructure and the existing management of your print server printers. And so you can now easily assign printers that traditionally went to Windows desktops, and you can now put those out to your mobile devices as well. So this does support both Android and iOS. Within Android, it's integrated as part of the system printing, and so any application that has print functionality will be able to see, access, and print to those printers. For iOS, we publish those out as share sheet printers. What that means is that any application that has that share to action will be able to see the Tricerat application installed, select those printers, and then send print jobs to those printers. So the big enhancement here is, of course, that management that you're used to with your terminal servers, with your virtual desktops, with your physical desktops, are now extended easily out to these mobile devices. Here's the Android application running from the Google Play Store. We've opened the application and put in our server address as well as username and password information for the domain. On login, we see the printers that have been assigned to us already, and we can also open the menu, select available printers, and see other printers that the administrator has made available to us. We can select one, choose to add it, and it's now added to the list of available printers for this user. So that printer has been removed from the available printers list, and if we select the assigned printers now, we'll see both printers, the one that the admin assigned to us and the user selected printer. Now I'll switch over here to my web browser. In this case, I have a Wikipedia article. I can select to share this page, and I see one of my options is to print. This is a normal Android operation, and we're going to see Android system printers. And when we go to select a printer, we'll see the default save to PDF. But now we also see the Tricerat printer, in this case a Ricoh, that we added in the Tricerat Simplify Printing application. So in this screen, I see a preview of what's going to print. I can also open the tray to pick some of the basic preferences for the print job and other configuration settings. I'm now ready to print. When I print, it notifies me that it's going to go through a server. In this case, it's going to go through that printing gateway, be delivered to my physical printer, and print as I'd expect from my Android device. So having that common management is important for both the administrator and for the user to really have that full consistency in my environment between desktop printing and mobile printing, and to be able to support devices for both Android and iOS seamlessly. And as users have access to perhaps multiple platforms, they're seeing that consistency between all of their different platforms and devices as well. We talked a little bit about those document workflow issues. As mobile has become much more prevalent in terms of working on documents between different platforms and different devices, there's no longer that disconnect in the printing resources. So where users have access to those printers in the traditional means, they can now see those through the modern mobile interfaces as well. And of course, this is an enterprise level management product. So instead of a printer that's just broadcasting blindly out to the entire network, you can actually turn those features off for additional security and then manage it through our Simplify Printing product. Then the printers are only showing up for the users and devices that you've assigned it to. Users are only seeing the printers that they that are assigned to them, and so you get that simplicity from the user perspective, and then also security and management from the administrator perspective. So it adds that layer of management on top of what is traditionally an unmanaged realm of mobile printing. Now there are a few other features coming in 6.10, and just to highlight a couple of those, one is enhancements to the command line interfaces within Simplify Console. So traditionally, the console is used with the drag and drop interfaces and to select configuration options. Well, now there's new options for calling those commands from the command line. For instance, one of those options is refreshing print server printers. And so now administrators can call that from the command line, include it as part of a batch script or as part of some script that runs through some other automation process, that as printers are added onto the print server and need to be refreshed, you can trigger that refresh without going into the console and selecting that option. And you can trigger that automatically as part of another workflow so that it's even more efficient for your administrators. And that's really the key there with the command line interfaces, is just giving administrators new options for better efficiency in terms of day-to-day management. Another thing is scanning network printers using the Internet Printing Protocol. So we're just expanding the way that we're doing those network print scans to find all printers and all information about the printers to make it more quick and easy to import those network printers into the Simplify console and have them ready to go for management right away. So that's version 6.10, and certainly an easy upgrade for any version 6 environment. And doing so brings in that mobile printing functionality and other automation features easily into your existing install. Now to take a look at our version 7 release. This is something that's ongoing in development, and you'll start seeing beta releases as we go through the remainder of this year and then full release into next year. Quite a few new things coming in version 7 that you want to look for. The first is our user interface updates. A new refresh across the board for our different UIs, new look and feel, primarily for that Simplify console, but really it extends out to all of the interfaces, from administrator control panels to the user control panels, and everything that touches the configuration of Simplify Printing. And so you've seen some of this in the new updates for the user assigned printers tool, for instance, but this will now be a comprehensive look and feel across all of the management options, again with a focus on making it as simple and easy as possible for administrators, more efficiency, and then certainly for users to have a cleaned up look and access to the printing system for Simplify Printing. We've also enhanced the Mac support in version 7, and the key here is for local printers when you're connecting to server resources that don't have full virtual channel access. One of the key ones here is when using RDP. And so now we have access to those print server printers for Macs connecting with any protocol. This will be universally available, so an enhanced connection option for those on Mac OS. We talked about the IPP scanning of the network, but there's new driver import coming in version 7. So again, making it easier for bringing drivers into the Simplify console. Instead of just the scan, we'll be able to import INF files. And so without having that install done, we can just take the media for that driver and import that into our database. So it saves that step from having to install the driver on a desktop and then import it in. We can just import it directly using the INF file, which will save time and not have to go through the hassle of getting even the one driver installed. You can do that directly into the database. And certainly we'll be looking for feedback as we move towards general availability of version 7. We're excited to put out different beta releases, and we'll be doing more of these webinars and sneak peeks. We welcome your feedback and look forward to hearing about your use of the product and ways that we can enhance it to really help those workflows that you're dealing with. When we talk about like automation enhancements, a lot of those are specific to different environments. So the more that we hear about ways that you use the product and ways that can be enhanced for your specific use cases, those are things that we want to build into future versions. So please reach out to your account manager, or you can email simplify@tricerat.com. All right, so just to recap what we've talked about here today, imminently 6.10, that current release, we've added in mobile printing a huge feature addition to existing installs. So if you have active maintenance This is a big addition that you get for free as part of that maintenance contract that you have. The command line interface and the IPP port scanning, those are things to really minimize the time to do some of those day-to-day tasks. So again, helping with administrator efficiencies even more so than what we had in the product already. And then looking forward to the big enhancements in version 7 with the UI design, Mac, and better installation of those print drivers. A lot of changes coming visually, and so we're looking forward to rolling those out there and having that refresh look and feel in the product. So what are the next steps now that you've seen this? Certainly, if you're current customer and you have version 6 installed, then you've got that upgrade path if you have active maintenance. So that's something that you can do, or contact your account manager or our support team. Sales at tricerat.com is a great place to start to get that information and to line up what you need to take advantage of this new release. If you're not a customer, then version 6.10 can be downloaded and installed as a trial. We have a URL, tricerat.com/get-started, where you can sign up for that 30-day trial, get all the information you need on how to layer that into your environment, and have a quick POC up and running so you can see the advantages of print management within your environment. And then as we look to the future, we'll certainly be communicating the timeline for version 7 and when to expect that. If you go to our website, you can sign up for updates so that we can make sure that you're informed, and you can start planning for that upgrade cycle to get onto the latest version 7 as it comes out. So as you have feedback and product feature requests, please send those to simplify@tricerat.com, and certainly going to our website, tricerat.com, to get all the latest information about this and future releases that we have.